Widespread severe weather is expected to hit the central U.S. from St. Louis to Chicago, with a threat of tornadoes in the Plains states Tuesday. For the latest forecast, let's bring in CBS News weather producer David Parkinson. Hi there, David. So what is the very latest?
Yeah, so the very latest is we do still have a bit of a severe weather threat going on right now. This is where you're seeing it right here in Illinois. There's a little bit also that's extending up into Indiana. So that's going to continue for the next several hours, but the concern is not necessarily as much there, though we have seen actually a couple of tornadoes in Illinois today. The larger concern actually is for this line of storms that's going to start by early evening on your Tuesday and then really just get into gear by the time you get to the early morning hours on Wednesday. Look at this line of storms that's passing through places like Wichita and even Oklahoma City. The issue with this storm system here is not just that you're going to have some damaging winds, but the potential that any one of these individual cells could in fact become tornadic. All of this thanks to a very active jet stream going right over the Central Plains, and that is a recipe for more severe weather just like we had on Sunday.
All right, at the same time, it seems early in the season for it, but parts of the West are bracing for snow. David, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, on the other side of that jet stream, you have this really cold air. You've got huge dip in that jet stream. So you've got all that Canadian air making its way south. So how much snow? Oh, it's a lot of snow, particularly if you're in places in southern Montana. So from Billings down past Big Sky, even into portions of Wyoming along the I-25 corridor, and then even into portions of Utah in the mountains, you could be seeing 6 inches. But definitely the bullseye from Wyoming up into Montana. It is a huge amount of snow this early in the season. You do get these snowstorms in December or January, but in October it's not very common.
Well, also in the West, wind gusts are threatening to derail fire containment efforts. What's happening there?
Yeah, I mean, the only good news is that we haven't had a huge amount of new fire starts recently. But when you take a look at how much wind we've got here, all of these colors are places where you're seeing wind gusts potentially in the 40s, 50s, and 60-mile-an-hour range. So the potential for any new fire to start and then spread rapidly is certainly there. That's why you've got that red flag warning. And if you look at the wind direction, it's out of the east and it's headed south. That is an offshore wind. It is a drying wind, so it is a real concern for additional fires straight through your day into Tuesday. The winds will back off a little bit, probably down into the 30 to 40-mile-an-hour range, but all throughout that time you have the potential for fire danger, probably even into Wednesday. Then things calm down a little bit, but again, things are so tinder dry there, it doesn't take a whole lot to start new fires, and then when you've got these kinds of winds, they really do spread rapidly.
Wow, potentially dangerous situation there. David Parkinson for us. David, thank you.
No problem, Elaine.